Hey guys, welcome back to a new video. I'm Stephanie West. I'm a licensed counselor here in the state of Michigan, and I am owner and operator of In Progress Counseling. I'm going to start today with a little bit of an anecdote and then tie it into a really key question we should be asking when we are having conversations with someone that might be maybe externally processing, they might be just unloading in our direction. This clarification question can be quite key, but I want to lay it with kind of a little bit of understanding of why mind reading really just can be really problematic when we're in conflict with someone. So I had a client a while back where they would come home and the house would be in chaos. And so they would jump in and do whatever in front of them looked like it needed to be done. So maybe the kitchen was dirty. So they went in and they would start doing dishes and they would make dinner and they would set the table and then they would go clean up the living room. And they were just kind of in this, they walked into the house and then they just engaged this frantic kind of energy in all directions, like trying to manage chaos. It was like, I'm going to do this, 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 and this, and then everyone will be happy. Well, what happened though is when they came home, it was typically the leader of the home that was upset, and client didn't know how to fix that situation, so they just went kind of on autopilot trying to fix anything that could conceivably be a problem. So we worked on the strategy where client went to the head of household and said, hey, what would be most helpful right now? And in doing that, the head of household would say, I actually just need you to take your siblings out of the way so I can get my job done. And so instead of the client coming home and just guessing what is the problem and trying to fix everything that could conceivably be a problem, which actually added into chaos, added into distress, added like people just being on top of each other, they went to the person and said, what can I do that would be helpful? And the person said, hey, if y'all get out of the way, I can do the things. It was such a clarification that was needed because everyone was expending a ton of energy, and client coming in and saying, hey, point me in the right direction and I'll do it. It helped mitigate a lot of the stress in the system. And so that's what we're going to talk about today, that clarification without trying to guess what the need actually is, because guessing the need can take frantic energy and put it in a ton of different directions. And some of them might be not helpful, certainly unhealthy, and sometimes it may be even adding into problematic behaviors. So the second part of this is a conversation about people who just kind of dump information in our direction. So let's say you're having a conversation with a friend and a friend just goes off on a tirade of all the things that are upsetting to them. Your job, it might feel in the moment like your desire is to fix all the problems. Your job though is actually to get a little bit curious, because now you've taken all of this kind of angst and you've thrown it on my shoulders, and I think you want me to do something, but I don't actually know what you want me to do here. So you pause and you say, it sounds like you're expressing a need here, but I'm unclear what you are asking of me right now. Not because I'm daft, not because I'm stupid, but because the other person expressing what they actually want does something really, really important. When we go and we kind of just dump all of our stuff on someone else, typically there's a lot of sensations and a lot of ick, and we're just trying to get those sensations out of our body. But sensations are not proper communications. So I'm like, I don't know, I'm just having a bad day and blah, 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 and I'm just pouring out on someone. I haven't done anything to move me into a more concentrated part of my brain, a place that can actually make sense. So when I, Steph, the speaker, get dumped on and I say to someone, I'm hearing you're upset and it sounds like you're asking something from me. What is it that you're asking of me? I'm now inviting them into the reasoning part of their brain to put to words what the expectation is. And it might feel somewhat affronting, like, well, they're unloading on me and I just want to stop the pain. Well, we could also generate kind of pathways through the pain if I understand what you're actually asking of me. Now, if I have this pattern with someone for a long time where I understand their needs and they understand that I'm a safe place and we already have that rhythm worked out, so be it. But if it's a situation where I'm just kind of baffled when someone comes with intensity in my direction, I'm allowed to say, hey, it sounds like you're making a request of me. Would you be willing to let me know what you're asking of me right now? And that's not passive aggressive. That's actually very direct, saying, if I guess, I'm going to be doing this task and this task and this task and this task, and I might not even be doing the thing you actually want of me. So I'm going to seek clarification. I'm going to say, it sounds like you're making a request of me right now. Would you be willing to let me know what you're asking of me? And what it also does for the listener or for the person who's unloading is now they have to think about it. Now they have to go from the kind of panic center of their brain up to the processing and reasoning center and say, Steph, I just need you to hear me for a minute because I'm frustrated. Or you know what, X, Y, and Z's happened again and again, and I'm asking you to stop that behavior. Or I need you to, find time in your schedule for you and I to have a more in-depth conversation. Whatever the need is, I can actually strive to meet you in that space, but I can't meet you in the space of your sensations and your ick and then walk into your story and fix that for you. It doesn't work. So when I say to someone, hey, it sounds like you're trying to ask me something, would you be willing to tell me more directly what that is? That is me inviting them into processing their big emotions and join me in the conversation in ways I can be helpful. That doesn't involve guesswork. It doesn't involve me getting confused. It doesn't involve me making assumptions. I'm seeking clarity, which is not only good for me so I know what they're asking, but it's good for them so they understand what they're actually asking. When we let it be nebulous or we let it be vague or we let it sit in the sensations and we start doing guesswork and mind reading, a lot of things can go sideways. And so clear communication is really helpful, and it can start by saying, hey, it sounds like you're making a request of me right now. Would you be willing to let me know what that is?